Hey, my friend, let's be real for a moment. This season has been rough for us Cowboys fans. Sitting at 3-6 as we head into Week 11, it's tough not to feel the weight of disappointment. Expectations were high, but here we are, struggling to find our footing. And now, we've got the Houston Texans rolling into town for Monday Night Football. They're 6-4, playing solid ball, and, let's be honest, they're the favorites. Without Dak Prescott, it's hard to argue against it. But here's where it gets interesting. DeMarvion Overshown, our fearless second-year linebacker, isn't backing down. He boldly said the Cowboys are still the big brother in Texas and that we run this state. I mean, I love the confidence, don't you? But the big question is, can this team back up those words on the field? You've got to wonder, though, with so much at stake, where does Mike McCarthy stand in all of this? He's the one leading the charge, or supposed to be. Is this the game where he finally proves his worth to this franchise, or is this the beginning of the end for him? What do you think? Is Overshown's confidence a spark the team needs, or just empty words? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to hear what you think. And hey, while you're here, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. Your support is what keeps us going, and we're aiming for 12,000 subscribers. Help us reach that milestone. So, let's buckle up because this matchup could define the rest of our season. And speaking of defining moments, let's dive into the challenges we're facing both on and off the field. Alright, let's get into it, because as much as we love this team, it feels like the Cowboys are stuck fighting battles on two fronts. On the field, the injuries keep piling up. Dak Prescott is out for the season after surgery, and Darren Bland hasn't even stepped onto the field this year. Add to that key players like Jordan Lewis, Hunter Luepke, and Nick Vigil, and it's clear we're limping into this crucial Week 11 matchup. But it's not just about who's missing. Even with standouts like Jake Ferguson, Zach Martin, and rookie Kalen Carson returning to practice, the question is, can they really deliver under the pressure? This team has all the talent in the world, but the results haven't been there. And that puts Mike McCarthy in the hot seat. You've got to ask yourself, though, is it fair to lay all the blame on McCarthy? Sure, the coach sets the tone and makes the calls, but with this many injuries and setbacks, is he getting a fair shot to succeed? Or has his time simply run out? What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should McCarthy be held accountable for this season, or do we need to look elsewhere for answers? Maybe the front office deserves some heat too. Oh, and while you're at it, let's settle this with a quick poll. Do you think the Cowboys' struggles are more about coaching or injuries? Vote now and let's see where the fanbase stands. One thing's for sure, this team has been tested in every way imaginable this year. The real test, though, is still to come on Monday night. Can they rise above the adversity and make a statement? Or will this be the final blow in a season filled with setbacks? Speaking of statements, let's see what the players themselves are saying and how their words might reflect the reality of this team. Now, here's where it gets interesting. What do the players think? You've seen DeMarvion Overshown's fiery comments about still owning Texas, but does the rest of the team feel the same way? That's a big question. Sure, Overshown's confidence is infectious, but it's up to the rest of the locker room to back up those words with action. This is where the relationship between coach and players really starts to matter. If the players are rallying behind McCarthy, then maybe, just maybe, the season isn't lost. But if they're playing despite him, not for him, then we're in deep trouble. Look, the Cowboys have some serious talent on both sides of the ball. But in a season like this, where expectations were sky high, it's not just about physical talent. It's about mindset, chemistry, and belief. Does the team believe in McCarthy enough to push through the struggles? Or are they secretly hoping for a change at the top? Let me ask you, do you think the players are truly behind McCarthy, or is this team just trying to make it through the season? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Do you feel the energy in the locker room, or do you think the tension is building up? By the way, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to stay updated. Your support means the world to us, and it helps us keep delivering content like this. We're aiming for 12,000 subscribers, so join the movement and be part of the conversation. With the team's mindset in question, the stage is set for a huge showdown against the Texans. But how much of this game will really be about X's and O's, and how much will it come down to McCarthy's ability to inspire? Let's dive into the game itself and what's really at stake for the Cowboys. Alright, the stage is set. Monday Night Football, Cowboys versus Texans. A showdown that could decide more than just this week's game. It could decide Mike McCarthy's future. Think about it. The Cowboys season has been hanging by a thread, and a win against the Texans could spark some much-needed momentum, but a loss? That could be the nail in the coffin.
Houston comes in with a solid 6-4 record, while we're struggling to get back on track. And with Dak Prescott on the sidelines, the pressure on McCarthy is even higher. He needs to show the world, and more importantly, Jerry Jones, that he can coach this team through adversity. This game isn't just about a win, it's about proving that the Cowboys still have what it takes to compete at a high level. So, what's the key to winning this game? It's not just about overcoming injuries or finding a spark of energy. It's about strategy and leadership. McCarthy has to find a way to pull the right strings and get this team back on track. Can he do it? Here's a thought for you: if we lose this game, will that be the final straw for McCarthy's job? Fans have been growing more restless as the weeks go by, and losing to a team like the Texans could make Jerry Jones seriously reconsider his options. But if McCarthy pulls off a win, that might just buy him more time. But it's more than just McCarthy's job on the line here. A win could also help re-establish the Cowboys as the true big brother of Texas, something that Overshown seems so sure of. Can the players rally behind their coach and prove that we still rule the state, even when the odds are stacked against us? Now, I've got to ask you, how important is this game, really? Do you think McCarthy's future hinges on this one matchup? Vote in the poll and let us know what you think. Oh, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. We've got tons of content coming your way, and your support is what helps us keep growing. We're so close to 12,000 subscribers, let's hit that goal together. With all eyes on Monday night, the Cowboys have a chance to prove they're still contenders. But will McCarthy be the one to lead them there, or will this game expose deeper issues within the team? Okay, we've reached the most crucial part: what's Jerry Jones going to do? This man is no stranger to making bold decisions, and the Cowboys' season is quickly approaching a breaking point. If McCarthy doesn't get a win against the Texans, it could force Jerry's hand. We all know that Jerry is a passionate leader, and when things aren't working, he's not afraid to make a change. But here's the thing: do we really want another coaching change? We've been through a few over the years, and while some were necessary, others have only prolonged our frustrations. Changing coaches mid-season might spark a short-term boost, but can it deliver long-term success? That's a question we'll all have to consider. But there's another side to this. Maybe McCarthy isn't the only problem. Sure, he's the head coach, but this team has to find a way to be consistent. The front office plays a huge role too, and maybe it's not just McCarthy who deserves the heat. Is Jerry Jones willing to make tough decisions beyond just firing the head coach? Will he shake up the roster, make trades, or adjust our strategies to fix the glaring issues we're facing? I want to hear your thoughts on this, my friend. If McCarthy gets the axe, who do you think would be the best candidate to take over? Should we go for a big-name coach, or is it time to rebuild and give someone new a chance? Let me know in the comments. This is your chance to weigh in. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell if you haven't already. Every subscription counts and helps us reach our goal of 12,000 subscribers. We're counting on you. In the end, whether McCarthy stays or goes, the Cowboys' future depends on everyone: coaches, players, and the front office. So let's see what happens next. Will Jerry Jones make the call, or will McCarthy get the chance to save his job?